you're going from Bangalore airport to Electronic City, it takes around 150 minutes basically. If you take Sarla, you might only spend 20 minutes.
Why Sarla Aviation? What does Sarla mean?
We had something already thought that it will be an Indian name, and we found her story the most inspiring.
How is the funding going to be used for your short-term goals?
Other companies from West have taken almost 50 million and 4 years to be here basically. The last funding that we had raised was around 1.5 million basically,
Right.
and we managed to do this bird within that, and this is just a start. There is a lot of things yet to come basically, so we'll keep you busy.
Hey everybody, we're at the Invest Karnataka and joined with me is the founder of probably one of the hottest startups in Bengaluru, Sarla Aviation. Now look, this is quite new to me as well, Rakesh.
Right.
Quite an ambitious project.
Right.
So when do you plan to start the project, and where all across India? I have a lot of questions in my mind.
Right.
A quick intro would be really great for me and the audience.
Sure. So as you got us right, like we are very new to the space. It's a 1-year-old company. We just started last year, January 19th. We just finished a year now. What you see behind of me is a fully electric 6-passenger aircraft. It takes 20 minutes to charge. It has a range of 160 kilometer. What you see behind me is like a distributed propulsion system where you have this set of boom propellers
Right.
which will help you lift upward, thrust to upward, and then these are dual purpose. They help you go up, and then when you tilt them 90 degree, you have the forward motion basically. So as you know, it's completely electric basically. 6 passengers, 1 pilot is our configuration. We can change the cabin into different configuration as well.
Right,
It can be a ambulance, it can be a cargo plane. A lot of application that we are thinking about.
Right. So I've been seeing a lot of these helipads on famous hotels, apartments. It's finally making sense to me that those helipads were meant to a technology like this, where you have helicopters and EV,
Right.
aviation vehicles
Right.
operating as taxis. Am I right? Like, is that where you plan to take off and land?
Yeah, now all of a sudden you can start monetizing your roof basically. So that's also one part of it. But there are so many buildings in Bangalore alone, because of regulation and from emergency they already have helipads right now. So
Right.
we are looking at that. We don't even have to build infrastructure. Our infrastructure is already there. We just have to finalize the routes. Bangalore will be a hub
Right.
from where we will operate. We have a MOU with them, and
Right.
from there we will take a lot of passengers to different places in the city. Which are like, for example, if you're going from Bangalore airport to Electronic City, it takes around 150 minutes basically. And cost you around 2,500 close about. But if you take Sarla, it will the time saving is incredible. You might only spend 20 minutes, and the price will be the same basically. So you get your
Right.
time back.
Right. So it's almost the same as what you pay for a cab.
Right.
So obviously, this is a completely new class of vehicles, especially
Right.
in Bangalore, a flying car,
Right.
if I can say. So, what sort of hurdles do you run into in terms of regulation or the safety, provisions that you have within the city?
So in terms of regulation, if they are shaping up well, DGCA is the governing body. If you've seen, they have released couple of drafts already. Basically, they are in the race with the other regulatory bodies, very close. Basically, we will be 6 months away from releasing when they release their own. Basically, what you see behind is a prototype. Simultaneously, there is another bird being built as we speak. That is going to take into the sky in the start of May, around that time.
Wow.
So from there onwards, we will have a testing phase where we'll mature our bird to the safety standard and certification that are set, and we aim to be commercially available in late 28 or early 29.
Right. And this beautiful baby of yours, is
Right.
this designed completely in house? Do you have any collaborations with other international partners or countries? So what sort of R&D has gone into this?
Oh yeah, it is. First of all, it's completely built in Karnataka, in Bangalore.
Right.
We do have partnerships in terms of, we have managed to get a lot of leads who are working with us from abroad. They were
Right.
working in multiple eVTOL companies who are
Right.
the leaders in the space.
Right.
All of these guys have moved back and joined us. And there are some other companies that we are working from Germany and Spain who have subject matter expertise that helps us speed up our processes. Yeah, so yes, it's a global approach to a problem for Indian problem basically.
Right. So where is this prototype currently being tested, and where do you plan to mass manufacture them in the coming years?
May is when we start testing it. It will be, we're trying to identify which space we require huge space, by the way, because it's a very big bird and the flight envelopes are very different than a regular drone basically. So we're looking at spaces like Chitradurga or some other airports where we get a radius of almost 3 kilometers radius kind of a thing.
Right.
We have to make sure that there's less habitation so that we can test it properly. So yeah, these are things that we are de-risking already.
Right. And I just have one question. So when it comes when this is commercially deployed eventually somewhere in 2028, 2030,
Right.
so how's the charging infrastructure going to be? So where will the helicopter be sort of landed and charged? So how do you envision that situation?
When I said we have partnered with BAIL,
Right,
Bangalore
right.
Airport,
Right.
being the hub,
Right.
basically, reason is because they have a stable electricity, basically, right? We can have most of the charging infrastructure there,
Right.
and then rest of the places is spokes. So we don't have to actually have too many of those charging
Right.
infrastructure. If there are certain facility like malls and bigger infrastructure, IT park, they will definitely have a
Okay.
good supply of electricity, and then
Right.
there will be some. But we're just aiming to have it at one juncture,
Right.
charge it enough for the trip to come back, and then and have a safety factor on top of it. And
Right.
that's it. So it takes 20 minutes for fully charged. We don't even have to go
Right.
that route also, basically.
And what is the range for the 20-minute full charge?
160 at the present battery technology. By the time we launch it, it might be 200 plus, basically.
Right. So it's going to be a fully collaborative effort to make all of the situations.
Yeah,
possible to
like,
be smart.
For example, the ecosystem is not there, right?
Right.
I mean, whole civil aviation industry in terms of manufacturing civil aircraft is
Right.
not there. We do have HAL who catering to the niche market, that is defense, but so we're trying to leverage that skill set. Also grow the supply chain over here. We have a great supply chain from EVs.
Right.
We will leverage those also because a few of the components are straight away coming. It's like a perfect blend of automobile and aircraft, right? So there are a lot of and it's electric basically. So
Right.
we do want to build that supply chain. So
Right.
and it has to be collaborative. It has to be collaborative within the supply chain, within the government,
Right.
within the state.
Right.
All of that regulation has to be very collaborative. So there is a lot
Right.
to be de-risked basically.
And you also recently raised a round of funding.
Right.
Congrats on that.
Oh, thank you so much.
So
Yeah.
how is the funding going to be used for your short-term goals?
The last funding that we had raised was around 1.5 million basically,
Right.
and we managed to do this bird within that and another bird, and there are many other things that we did in a year's time.
Right.
That's a record already because other companies from West have
Right.
taken almost 50 million and 4 years to be here basically. So you can
Right.
see how optimal
For
we
sure.
are. With 10 million, what all we'll do basically.
100%.
That's a question basically
Yeah.
that you're asking, and
Right.
there is a lot that you'll see this year is going to be one milestone after another
another,
basically.
right.
So we have a lot of things piled up. This is just a start. There is a lot of things yet to come basically.
Right.
So we'll keep you busy.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I'm quite eager to see. So one more question, quite a curious name. So
Right.
Why Sarla Aviation? What does Sarla mean?
Okay, so if you go back in history, in 1936,
Right.
Sarla Thakral was the first Indian
Yeah.
woman to get a commercial pilot license. She and that inspired us because the journey was very difficult, right?
Right.
We also doing as a similar space coming into unknowns, trying to make our space basically here. So we got quite inspired. We had something already thought that it will be an Indian name,
Right.
and it has to be behind a woman entrepreneur or a woman scientist or a woman aviator. And we found her story the most inspiring, and we named after her so that it inspires many more people to join this space aviation, which is still a male dominated space, right?
Yeah.
So that's the story behind it.
Right. So that's a beautiful ode to a legend
Yeah.
of our country.
Right.
One last question. So there's people doing stuff in fintech, SaaS, software, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose aviation mobility? What was your personal motive behind this?
I am a car fanatic basically.
Right.
Transportation is my favorite topic.
Right.
I wanted to build my career around it basically.
Right.
And with the history that I come from, I spent almost 13 years in Europe working for
Right.
the best of the companies like
Right.
Audi, BMW,
Right.
all of this big OEMs. But my passion lied when I started actually going to the startups. And this before making my own startup, I did work for 2 more startups. One in the EV, which was a Chinese startup, a very big company though. And then Lilium was another startup, which is already a eVTOL manufacturer. They are leaders in the space. So it was obvious that I'm gonna get. I mean, the product that they are building is very good for their home market. But if you see, India is very different market. Like many of these Western companies have already left India because they were not able to anticipate the demand and the kind of value for money proposition, right? And we think that being Indian, we know what it means to serve a product here. So we had to build a product that is very India focused, basically. Like no other eVTOL has such a big cabin, 6 seats. So that's also the reason why we want to monetize. If we have more seats, that means we're gonna give the ticket cost at a cheaper price, basically, right? So these are a lot of things behind. Even the architecture that we chose helps us mass manufacture it, basically. So there is a whole, like many companies in the West, and they started with a different problem statement, right? Whether electric aviation can be a reality, that was their problem statement. For us, we know already that is a reality. Whether it can be mass produced and perceived as a mass mobility, and for very specific customers like the India demographic, right? So we build from a commercial point of view an aircraft that makes sense, basically. Yeah.
So our office is in Bellandur actually. So would you mind me giving a ride?
Sure. I mean, in 2028, if you come, I'll definitely drop you. Yeah.
That was Rakesh Gaonkar, founder of Sarla Aviation. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And
nice
yesterday
talking to you.
It took me around 3 hours to reach office.
Yeah.
So one day I'm gonna fly to work.
I'll do it in 10 minutes for
sure,
you.
I'd love to do that.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.
Yeah.